Hello again, I am Professor Wolfizzle. Today, I want to share a very quiet and peaceful moment with you. We often talk about big goals, about learning 3,000 words, or about traveling to far places. But life is also made of small, daily tasks. Today, I want to talk about the simple act of cooking a meal at home. For me, cooking is not just about food. It is a way to practice focus, to feel satisfied, and to find balance after a busy day. This afternoon, I felt a little tired. My social battery was a bit low after a long week of meetings and conversations. As we discussed in a previous episode, sometimes we need to recharge. I decided that the best way to do this was to go into my kitchen and prepare something slowly without any distractions. I put my phone in another room because I wanted to avoid any notifications. I wanted this time to be just for me. A moment of quiet observation. I look at the ingredients on my table. I have some fresh vegetables, some pasta, and a bit of olive oil. It is a very straightforward meal. It is not complicated. It is, as we say, a piece of cake, but even a simple task can be extraordinary if you give it your full attention. I began by washing the vegetables. I noticed the bright colors, the deep red of the tomatoes and the vibrant green of the herbs. I felt a sense of appreciation for these simple things. I start to chop the vegetables. I try to be very precise with my knife. This requires concentration. In our earlier episodes, we talked about how important it is to be patient with ourselves. When I cook, I am not in a hurry. I do not feel rushed. I allow myself to move slowly. This is my approach to the evening. I remember what we said about planning. A good plan reduces uncertainty. I know exactly what I'm doing, and this makes me feel confident and calm. As the water begins to boil, I hear the rhythmic sound of the bubbles. It is a mellow sound that helps me relax. I think about the word consistency. Just like cooking, learning English needs consistency. You add a little bit every day, just like I add a little bit of salt and pepper to my sauce. It is a gradual process. You cannot force the pasta to cook faster by getting angry at it. You must wait. You must have patience. While the food is cooking, I sit at my kitchen table with a glass of water. I begin to reflect on my day. I think about the conversations I had. I remember a moment where I had to say no to a request. It was a bit difficult, but I remembered our lesson about boundaries. I said it politely, and the other person understood. And this gave me a feeling of relief. It is so important to respect our own limits. By saying no to one thing, I said yes to this peaceful evening in my kitchen. I avoided overcommitting myself, and now I have the energy to enjoy my dinner. I smell the aroma of the herbs in the air. It is phenomenal. It fills the room and makes me feel content. You know, the word content is very special. It means a deep kind of happiness that doesn't need much. I'm content right now because I am present in this moment. I'm not thinking about tomorrow's obligations or yesterday's misunderstandings. I am just here. I noticed a small mistake I made. I forgot to buy garlic. At first, I felt a little annoyed, but then I laughed. I remembered our episode about imperfection. It is okay if things are not perfect. I can handle it. I can find an alternative. I decided to use a bit more onion instead. This is what we call flexibility. When you are flexible, small problems do not ruin your day. You just find another way to move forward. This is true for traveling, for cooking, and definitely for learning a language. Finally, the meal is ready. I put the pasta into a bowl and sit down. I do not turn on the television. I want to enjoy the subtle flavors of the food. I eat slowly with absorption. I realize that this simple meal is a triumph because I prepared it with dedication and care. It is a small victory in my daily life. After I finish eating, I feel a sense of fulfillment. My body feels nourished and my mind feels sharp, but also at peace. I begin to clean the kitchen. Even cleaning can be a form of meditation if you do it with a positive mindset. I wash the dishes and put everything back in its place. I like the feeling of an organized space. It gives me a sense of clarity. Now the evening light is starting to fade outside my window. I make myself a small cup of tea and sit quietly. Thank you for listening. I am Professor Wolfizzle, and this was episode 32. I hope you can enjoy the simple things today, manage your energy with wisdom, and continue to practice with curiosity and calmness.